Her radio play was cut completely, that people actually called the station and say, don't play Chely Wright. And that her audience was cut in half, and so, you know, but the trade-off for her was her freedom and her deep, deep desire to help whoever went through the struggle. I mean, in country music, and Taylor Swift's a little different, thank goodness for Taylor. She's just this sweet crossover hybrid thing that she's probably not homophobic, I would guess, and she's going to open a lot more ears and eyes to her music. But you have to look at the demographic of who's listening, and I don't want to get too political here, but you're talking about a large demographic of people who have not been exposed to a wider world of reality. And so whenever you have that demographic, it's going to be closed-minded, and it's going to be a bigger challenge to overcome those obstacles. So that's what Chely's faced with. I mean, it really is. Nashville's tough. You know, the whole country world is tough. But she's done something that's very, very important. But it's like an NFL football player coming out. It's a tough demographic to work with.
But I have more hope I have hope that the demographic, as we call it, is actually not as much of a demographic as we think it is. And that if artists will start being slowly a little more open about what their real perspective is, you know, people like Sugarland and Taylor, who probably are, and younger people who are obviously probably more tolerant and accepting, and slowly their audience starts taking that in too, and I think that's what's going to change it, because I feel that, you know, I live in kind of a rural town, and I feel that people can change. So
I might have to disagree on that one.
Yeah, I feel they can, because I've seen it happen, you know, at town hall meetings and stuff, where people come around from being really homophobic to sort of opening up and listening, and neighbors that could have been enemies if I closed my mind to their perspectives, but then we're friends now. And so we have to be just as open to the hope that it's not just a demographic that you can distill down to something that's not as smart, you know, or whatever, or not as worldly or something. Because I feel like everybody can change.
Well, in the pop world too, I mean, as close as you get to open expression as I Kissed a Girl with Katy Perry, so, you know, it's not exactly a political statement there. Yeah, that actually